And here we go. So, welcome to the stream again. I am talking about the local Hack Day Share event that is being organized by MLH for the last couple of days. It is going on for a long time now, and this time it's virtual, and we are already in day 5 of the event. So that is interesting. And as I just also tweeted about my stream. A couple of minutes ago that today we will be reviewing some of my challenge submissions for the past day, and then I will go on and talk about some of the community events that are taking place while all of this is happening. And after that we will get into the coding part where we will get up our own blog set up with Nuxt.js and Strapi.js. These are two awesome libraries that have come up and are getting really popular. So let us then start with it. And I guess now we have a couple of viewers. So YY is already in the chat and they are here and watching our stream. Shout out to you. Great to see you here. So today I will be taking a look at some of my challenge submissions, and let us first take a look at the challenges that we have for the day 5 event. So now, this is the local hack day website, as we have been seeing for the last couple of streams now. And then, uh, is my stream working properly? I guess not. I forgot to change my OBS scenes again, but here we are. Uh, I guess now it should be all working. Yes. So today we have this local hack day share event again, and this is the day 5 of the stream. We have been streaming for the last 4 days already, and this is the day 5. So for today, what do we have in schedule? We have a brand concept with Canva illustrations. We had an authorization system. That event was unfortunately cancelled due to some issues. Then we had a leaderboard update, and then upcoming we have to share an unique language, create a MS Paint Bob Ross challenge where we follow along Bob Ross and create a art piece on MS Microsoft Paint or any other paint application that you know of. Then we have a session on creating a one button game like uh, Flutter. Sorry, what I am talking about. One button, Flappy Bird. Sorry, yes, Flappy Bird is the word. So, like that, we can create some one button games, and there is a session on that. And then we have Bob Ross challenge once again, and then we also have a challenge on how to create a personal blog and all. So interesting stuff. So let us take a look at the leaderboard challenge again. The leaderboard of the challenge that are here. So we have my guild is Eddie Hub, and we are currently running second at 5,108 points. We have 270 registered members with us. Great job, Eddie Hub, and all Eddie Hubbers. And let me take a look at the hacker list here. We have Adam again, who is currently leading the hacker board. And let me take a look at my stats again before going on further with the stream. So if I search for my name here, and I currently have 84 points, and my rank in the list is 31. So this is some of the stuff that we already have. If you have not yet registered, you can register using by clicking on this register button, and you will be taken to this page. You will have to click login and register, create an account, and follow all the instructions that there are to join the event. And Viva in the chat is saying Adam doesn't sleep, I guess. I'm really amazed and inspired by him. Like, he, I guess he does all of the challenges that they are posted. I'm not able to complete all of the challenges that are posted. I strive to complete most of them, but I don't come across and uh, complete all of them. But we are making progress. All the members of the Eddie Hub Guild are working hard to make our guild on the top of the leaderboard. So that is one part. So for yesterday, we had a couple of interesting challenges already. We had to take a break, and we had to snap off whether we went on a walk, we read a book, or cooked something, something like that. and we had to submit that on the Google form that they came up for the day 4. And then we had another Google form submission where we had to create a mascot for the events. Like there is Ellie the elephant right now, they are the mascot, and we had to create our own mascot and share that, and the mascot's name had to start with the first letter of our first name. So that was a creative event, we can say. And the MS Paint Bob Ross challenge was there for the day 4 as well. So I created a scenery and just posted it on the form. And for the dev post on the coding part, we had all these 6 challenges. We had to explore AI and talk about what we learned today. We did not necessarily have to create a project. We can just learn a concept and then follow along a guide and then talk about it on the dev post. So and then we could have created an authorization system like OAuth, and then we could have redesigned a physical product, like if you are using a keyboard or any physical product, even a smart band or anything, like even a pen stand or something, a speaker. You could have redesigned any physical product that you use. Next up, we had to use a weather API. So for the past few days, we have been seeing our emphasis on weather. There was a weather app challenge also, and now we have a weather API. So I completed that also, and we had to create a Kanban board for project management. I created a Kanban board for managing the various tasks that went behind, and the various that went behind creating a Twitter bot. I created a project board for that project, so I will be taking a look at that in the stream again. And then we also had to use computer vision and come up with anything. So that was it for the day 4. And for the day 5 challenges, let us see what do we have. For the day 5 daily challenges, we can have a project that uses any data set publicly available. They have a data sharing Discord channel, and we can use public data sets from there. Or I am thinking of going to Kaggle and getting a data set and then working on that. So anything works. Your mileage may vary with any of the data sets, but my planning is that only. Then there is this there are these webcast Linux for programmers. We can learn about more about the Linux kernel and the new Linux operating system from these webcasts from Linode. And we have to take one of the sessions and then talk about it on the dev post, basically. So I guess Viva is still on the chat. Thank you for keeping up with me. Then we have to come up with a unique.com website name. So let's see what it could be. And again, like they have mentioned, Flappy Bird, a one button game like that. And we can also create a personal blog, a video teaching another hacker to use a Linode product. So that would be great, because this is all about collaboration. Even for Eddie Hub, the guild I'm currently in, collaboration comes first and the code comes second. So this is about the collaboration and sharing part, that we have to create a video with another hacker and we can teach them how to use a Linode product. So that would be great. Let me see who else would be willing to volunteer with me. We will be deploying maybe a server and then secure it and all, host a website on it. Let's see, that will be fun. Then we can also create an infographic to share something. Okay, so that is, I guess, on the designing part. I would have to do it on my Windows machine, I guess, because I don't have access to some of the tools that I usually use for designing. I use the Adobe Illustrator application for creating graphics and all. So let us see. I can also use Inkscape because open source for the win. So yeah, I'll use GIMP and Inkscape. Don't worry. Then we can also design a travel brochure, and we can also follow along any tutorial to build something new and have our resume or LinkedIn reviewed. I am interested in that. I'll post my resume and let us see what the MLH people think about that. The MS Spent Bob Ross event that I was talking about, it is a mini event where we uh, listen into one of the Bob's uh, video, and then we also create our own masterpiece in Microsoft Paint. And then we have a share a unique language challenge where we can share the unique programming languages that there are. There are some esoteric languages like Brain, VF, and all. So that is great. Also, it is a creative day. Most of the rigorous challenges, I guess I found most of the rigorous challenges were in the day 1, day 2, and day 3 only. And there then onwards we are taking it a little bit slow, and there are also some week long challenges that we are completing. So to account for that, these daily challenges are really good now. And then we also can also create a demo video that can be funny. So that was all about the day 5 challenges. Let me take a look at the chat again. uh Viva says, what are your thoughts on merging challenges into one project? uh I think because we when we have different challenges like following along a tutorial, and then they come up with a challenge that says use a weather API or something. So you will learn anything while you are creating a particular, if you are completing a particular challenge, let's say creating a health application like a step counter or something. If you are doing that, then you will definitely have to learn through a tutorial or something if you are doing it for the first time. So you are basically doing two things at once. And if you are going to make submissions for that, what I personally think that would be good, that create a branch and then work up to something that where you followed along a tutorial. Stop it there and then submit that part of the project, so that is where you learned and you can talk about that, and then continue on from that point forward, and then mention it clearly that from this point forward I created my own application and that was my challenge submission. So if you are doing multiple challenge submissions using one project, it is better to split up the parts that you have worked on and then talk about it, as in write about it to the judges and to all of the viewers, that what are you doing in that part of the challenge submission. So that is my take on it, Bye. And we have a couple of other viewers as well, so that is great to hear. And if you have anything to share, just let me know in the chat. I am checking that from time to time. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of my projects that that we worked on this that I worked on last day. So this is the EddieHub share website. That is a website for our guild, and that was created by Karuna, one of my guild members, and I contributed to it. What I specifically did in this contribution was that it was a static HTML website, and then there was a feature proposition that we have to make the art gallery interactive, and so that people from our guild can upload their own art as well. But that was not possible with this static HTML website. One thing we could have done was create a Netlify API, use a Netlify functions, and using cloud functions, we could have done something. But what I did with this was I was working on a Flask project already, and we were working on this uploading images and then saving it to a folder or object storage or database. And I found that we can use our learning from that project into this project as well. So a lot of transfer of learning will happen across projects as we work on different projects in hackathons and other challenges as well. So then we work together and transferred that static HTML website to this full stack application that is this full stack application that is based on Flask. So if I go to this website, it is hosted on Heroku now. So we have a proc file that invokes this Flask application, and this in turn was also created with the MLH starter kit, the Flask starter kit that they had. So we already have authentication and all built in. So this is our guild website as of now. Collaboration first, code second. We have this sidebar, and we have links to the forms, an art gallery that Karuna created, and then we also have links to join EdiHub and the GitHub organization link, the Discord server link, and the MLH link. All are all here. And then we also have an about page and a join page. So as we are coming up across that, so this was the website that they created. It was I just worked on the back end on this one, so that was one of them. So on the yesterday's live stream, last night's live stream, we worked on a browser extension. We created a browser extension up from scratch, and up till then, at that point in the stream, what our browser extension was doing, that whenever we launched a new whenever we opened up a new tab and navigated to some web page, it was when we clicked, and then we clicked on the icon of the browser extension, it would open up a new tab with the first link that it finds on the web page. So I built on top of that after that, and I created this Google to DuckDuckGo browser extension. So what it will basically do is, if I look at the content script here, it will search for any input field whose name is q is a query parameter that Google uses for all of its searches. So I am looking for that, and I whenever that mm, on the browser action is clicked, that browser extension icon is clicked, but it will take the value and send a message to back to our background script that is running. So then we can open up a new tab with DuckDuckGo that has the same query as that of the Google search that we were doing. So let me show you how it is going to do. So if I go to google.com, and did I disable that extension? I guess I disabled that extension. Let me reload it again. So I will go to Chrome extensions, and I deleted that, and I'll go to, let's say, LHT Google to DDG browser extension, and I'll open that, and that is now enabled. And if I now go to google.com, and let me pin that browser extension. So where is it? This Google to DDG LHD browser extension is here. I am pinning that to the browser address bar. So if I search for anything like how to be a hackathon mentor at MLH, and if I click on the browser extension, it will open up the same query in DuckDuckGo. So that is one of the cool things that we had going for the browser extension. So that was about it. And then we also have some more people on the chat. We have Shriram, Shriram Shrikant. They're here again. Hi, great to see you again. And okay, thanks for the motivation. And Hyper Triton is also here. Okay. No, that is not a bot. There are some of the friends over on Discord. They are in a Discord server with me, so they are definitely human. That was funny. So that was about the browser extension that we worked on in the last stream. Then let us take a look at one of the other projects. So this, for the computer vision, I basically learned about how computer vision works using the OpenCV module. So we have, so in this program, what is happening is, in this project, I am capturing the video feed that is coming in from my webcam, and then I am invoking a custom pre-trained model, that there is a classifier model and then just using taking every frame from the webcam feed that is coming in, and taking the bounding boxes or the uh, region where it detects a face, because it is a frontal face detector. So it will detect my face and create some bounding boxes, that is the region where it sees my face, and then it will create a rectangle around that. And that is about that. So let me just show you a demo of how that works. So I'll just play the one of the demo videos that I submitted for this local hack this share. So you will also have a look at how to create demo videos and all. This one will have no sound, but there is a voiceover that I did, but that is unfortunately missing on this system that I'm currently on. So anyway, here it is. So if you are able to see, this is a PyCharm, and there is my code, and when I click on run, it just brings up the webcam feed and then draws the rectangle around my face. And there are some spurious elements also, like the other squares that you see, and that is due to the resolution or even some of the errors that might have popped up. So that was about that. uh, then okay, we have something going on in the chat. Okay, there are not a bot. Okay, driven by Intel, potato inside. I am not responsible for that. YY is. But okay, that was fun. So let me change my OBS scenes again, so we will not mess up this time. So for today, what I have in mind, I'll create a personal blog using Nuxt.js and Strapi. What is Strapi? Strapi is a content management system. Like you have a WordPress, you usually use a WordPress for managing the content, and that is based on PHP. And Strapi is like a headless content management system. You don't have a front end like on WordPress. You can host your blog content, and then you can edit it there itself, and you have a front facing, public facing part of that, the front end for that within the same package itself. But with Strapi, it is like that you can create a custom content structure and host it on that. Use the admin panel to manage your content just like you would with a good UI in WordPress. And for the front end, you have to develop that yourself. So that brings us a lot of flexibility. We can customize anything we want. We can build up our front end from the scratch up, and we can customize every bits and pieces of it. So we will use Strapi. And what is Nuxt.js? Uh, Nuxt.js is a Vue framework. Now, Vue itself is a web framework, front end web framework that allows us to build applications. And Nuxt.js is a Vue framework that has server side rendering and templating all built into it. It is like the best pieces just came together and created Next.js from the Vue framework, from the Vue land. Uh, in the React world, we have a Next.js, and also it is a static site generator. Like you can have dynamic content, and then you would like to host it on GitHub pages or something. Then that could get a bit difficult, because GitHub pages only allows you to host static websites. So you can use a content a static site generator like Gatsby, Jekyll, Nuxt.js, Next.js, or most of them fall into those frameworks which have an underlying framework as well, and then they build on top of it. So let us take a look at how do we create this blog using Strapi and Nuxt.js, and what challenge am I solving with this. There is this create a personal blog challenge that there is. Let me see. Here is the personal blog, and following along any tutorial to build something new. So why you were talking about something like this only, like if I create a personal blog and then but again follow along a tutorial to do so, You have both of those things, but you have to demarcate the what you worked on during the first part of the challenge and first part of the project that you're working on, and then talk about the second. So let us take a look at how can we create something using Strapi and Nuxt.js. So let me Google around for that. Googling and accessing Stack Overflow, how to use that. It is actually a great skill to have to research on how to do certain things, how to read the documentation and all. It is, it has no shame whether you are googling stuff. If you are beginner, even if you are experienced with this, and if you are still not able to do something, you can quickly google it and access Stack Overflow. There is nothing wrong with that approach, and most of us don't usually remember what do we need to do when we come across a new project or something like that. So Strapi and Nuxt.js, it is already recommending Next.js because that is Next.js is the React counterpart to Nuxt.js. Nuxt.js is based on Vue. So if I search for a blog, so there is this Strapi uh, official blog itself that was created in 2009, that was written in 2019. So let us see. And there is also a 2020 version, so I guess I'll go with the latest one. Okay, so in this tutorial, what in this blog post, what they are saying is that they have already a starter script with Nuxt ready to go, and you can just execute this yarn create Strapi starter my project Nuxt blog. You can use that command, given that you have yarn and Node.js installed, and that will create that for you. It has a backend and a front end built into that starter template, and you can use that and then adjust the environment variables. But uh, this is not much involved, so we will take a look at the other tutorial that they had posted. So this is building a Nuxt blog with Nuxt, Strapi, and Apollo. Apollo is a GraphQL client, so that is a graphical query language. So let us see that if this is good enough for our purpose today. It seems to be a bit involved, and we will go ahead with this. You see this GIF? So it got me there. We will follow this and let's see where it goes, if we are able to build something out of this or not. It is great to do all of these things on stream because you would have done this individually at your own pace also. But then if it is about sharing and collaborating, rather do it on a live stream and talk about it rather than rather doing it alone. So that is why I am live streaming whatever I am doing right now. So this they have this blog post. They have written some introduction on how they came across Nuxt, and it is a web application framework based on Vue.js. Let me zoom in a bit, and it is a meta framework for universal applications. That is some tagline, and the goal is to build a blog using just like they would have done with Gatsby, React, Next, or Vue or Angular. And our goal is to create a blog website using Strapi as the backend and using Nuxt.js for the front end, and using the Apollo GraphQL client to request the data from the Strapi API. So they have the source code available on this GitHub, and this starter template that they have created in this tutorial, at the end of it they have put the link as that to a starter template that we can just clone and get started with. So that is one of the things, that when you build something, build a template for yourself, you can just talk about it and write a blog post, and then you can market that starter template, and then market so you are doing both of, you have two content out of one. That is what I'm trying to say. So let us take a look at the chat again. We have some new messages. Paul is with us. Hey, great to see you, Paul. You are on my stream now, so great to have you again. So for the prerequisites for this, what we are currently doing is we are solving one of the challenges for the Major League Hacks local hack day share. We are currently on the day 5 of this event, and this time it is all about sharing whatever we have learned. So one of the tasks that we already have is we have to live stream whatever we are doing, one of at least one challenge a day. Whatever we are solving, we have to live stream that and talk about it. And that got me started doing these live streams in the first place. And also the Vonage developer relations team did a great job at pushing and giving some tips and creating giving us some motivation on how to we had some workshops on how to live stream and all, so that was helpful also. So for this challenge, whatever we are doing is we are creating a blog using Strapi and Nuxt.js, and we are following along a tutorial, and let's see where it takes us and how far do we get along with it. So for this tutorial, they are using a Strapi version 3, beta version, and they are using Node version 12. The current LTS, the long-term support version of Node.js, is version 14.16, and I'll use that. Let's see if we have any problems with that. So for the setup part, they are saying that we have to create a new folder called blog and dash Strapi, and we will get inside it. So let us create a new folder. Let's say this is my blog, and let us navigate within that directory. Then we can create a new blog Strapi folder, and then we can basically follow along whatever the commands that they are asking us to execute. So we'll create another directory called blog Strapi, and I will navigate within that directory. And then they are talking about we have to set up the backend. So that's the easy part. Okay, since they're saying that since the beta 9, they had an awesome package called Create Strapi app that allows us to bootstrap a Strapi project in seconds without needing to install Strapi globally. So usually it is a global package like the Vue CLI that there is. We have to install that package globally, but they have this another package called Create Strapi app, and that basically works like npx, that allows us to run the module commands without having the Node.js module installed globally. We can use that itself. So they are using Yarn as the package manager for Node.js, and I'm happy with that because I prefer Yarn over npm. Whatever it is, that is what it is. We can then create a Strapi backend application. So let us do that. We have to set up the backend now. So we will execute. I have been experimenting with this before the stream. I just ran it once, so making sure that it works live on the live stream. So I cheated a little bit, but that is fine for my purpose. So let us create a new Strapi project with the Strapi app template in the folder backend. And I'll pass the following options: quick start and no run. So whenever we create an application, we generate a new application with the Strapi app command, then it asks us a few questions and it runs the development server already by automatically. So we don't want that at this point. That is what I'm assuming with this tutorial. So that is why these options are there for. So let us create that, and while it is taking its time, let us talk about some other things. The guild that I am a part of, that is the EddieHub guild, they are all also creating a new video for a guild for collaborating with other guilds in this hackathon as well. So we are putting together a nice video, and that will be coming up soon as Eddie releases it, I guess. And then we will be able to, then I'll share it on my Twitter handle also, and we will see about that. So now it has created that Strapi application, and they have given us some commands to get started with our project. So what they are saying is that, yes, so then let us get back to the tutorial, that this single command line will create our backend, and the no run flag will prevent our app from automatically starting. Why they are doing that? They are saying that they have to install some plugins before we go ahead. Excuse me for that. Uh, so next we have to install some plugins before moving forward. So at this point, we have created a new Strapi application with in the folder backend, and that is where we are right now. And now they are asking us to install a plugin, the GraphQL plugin specifically, in the backend folder. So we will go to the backend folder, and we'll say yarn Strapi install GraphQL, if I can type correctly. So it is now installing a few dependencies, it seems. Another thing that happened today, that I would like to talk about this, there is this hackathon 2.0 that is being organized in the month of May or June later this year. And we had a quick call with all the developers and organizers that are going to take part in this hackathon, and it was really awesome. We talked